Hi there, it's Shadow C here with another tutorial for Minecraft, and right now, as you can see, I'm at die square in the Proto Tech server. This is Minecraft 1.12.1, so that sign up there for right now is wrong. But I am here because I wanted to show you the mostly finished contraption that I'm going to teach you in this tutorial. This is a flower farm for Minecraft 1.12 and up, so it works in 1.13, 1.14, and pretty much any version that you can foresee. So granted, the collision mechanics of items doesn't change, and you know, some of the very basic redstone mechanics don't change, then this is going to work in any version of Minecraft that you play in. Of course, this is Java, so that's it. And this is a fairly simple concept. You are going to shake this piece of land back and forth with these pistons. We have here some zero-tick action. It's worth to say that I've been designing this with Lord Jon. He's another member of the Proto Tech server, and we're going to be showcasing this exact design in a few weeks. And now I'm going on vacation. Probably when you watch this video, I am already out. But then when I come back, I'm going to try to finish recording this, and pretty much what we're missing here is the water stream up to here, and then use this storage system to filter the flowers. But I wanted to show you what we're doing here. We are in a flower biome right here. So basically we're bone milling the entire land, try to create this map of flowers. In Minecraft, the flowers correspond to the seed. So whatever seed you have is going to create a random map of flowers that's going to be the same at every Y level. So basically, if you want to create a flower farm, like in a flower biome or anywhere, and you want to get the most out of it, what you want to do is create this flower map right here in the ground. Just, you know, flatten the land and create this map. And as you can see here, this farm is right on top of where I think we get 4 colors or something like that. We have the purple right here, the white, which actually I think creates light gray dye, and then red, and then orange. So from this little patch of land, we get 4 colors. And in 1.14, granted, they're going to be like the blue flowers. You're going to be really interested in those. So you probably want to check it out and see where those grow. And maybe, you know, more than one module, because this is a really small module. And it generates a staggering amount of flowers. Like, I can turn this on for just a little bit of time. I think this was a couple of seconds, and we already got all of that stuff, like one of each. And I mean, if you leave this going for 1 hour or so, I'm gonna do the measurements later. But this thing is amazing. So I wanted to, actually, I'm going to show you a slightly simplified version of this thing, something that you and I can do at home, right? Lord Jon actually. We came up with the concept together, but he added this zero-tick magic, you know, on the ends, and it's kind of a little bit convoluted redstone. I think he is going to actually make this better. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can flip this lever. I'm not in survival right here. I'm in spectator mode, so I cannot really show you how this works. But why don't we just jump right into the tutorial in 1.14 and start building this thing, because this thing is beautiful. So I'm back in the 1.14 wall right now. You can see my previous experiments right there for other tutorials. Now you're gonna need a lot of bone meal for this project. So if you don't have a really big skeleton farm or a skeleton spawner found yet in your wall, you might want to consider building one of these things that I shown in previous tutorials. You're gonna find the link right there in the information bubble. But basically you can generate a lot of bone meal from just you know, turning on a bunch of zero-tick sugarcane generators with a sheep. Oh my god, I can't believe that sheep got stuck right there. Oh man. Well, you know, mobs can spawn. I have no idea mobs could spawn in two pieces of grass. Anyways, what you're gonna do here is just generate a lot of sugarcane, which is going to go into composters and then into chests, generating the bone meal that you hopefully is going to be enough for your project. But then again, you're going to have to do this for a long time, stockpile a lot of bone meal for your flower farm, because that's going to use a lot. And what I mean a lot. If you like what you see here, subscribe to my channel. I'm also going to start streaming on Twitch again So follow me on Twitter so that you can check whenever I'm going to be streaming, and also go to Lord Jon YouTube channel, which is going to be linked in the description. He's going to show you pretty much the same thing that we're doing in Proto Tech server. We're doing it both of us in a collaboration. So you are strongly encouraged to go to his channel and check the stuff. He is probably going to explain all of that zero-tick magic that he's going to make, that he made actually in our design. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead with the basics of how you can make one of these work, in really quickly and easily. Alright, so for the structure, you are going to need some grass. So I'm going to start right over here, a couple of blocks in the air. It doesn't matter, like the Y coordinates don't matter. So I'm going to do a 8-block strip. I think that's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's an 8. And then you're going to place a row of fence gates. Now, the concept of this farm and why it's so fast is that you're going to bone meal these strips and at the same time shake the land back and forth to the sides. And what that's going to do is going to make the flowers fall through the gaps in the fence gates. And that is going to provide a really, really quick collection, automatic collection method for your farm. And you're going to do 6 by 6, so we're going to continue with that. Alright, so now I have 6 rows of grass and 6 rows of fence gates. So it starts with the grass and it ends with a fence gate. And so what the fence gate is, you want to have the pistons. So I'm going to grab my pistons and start putting them on the sides just so that we make our template. There you go. So this is going to shake it over there, and this is going to shake it back. So that means that the other row of pistons is going to be here. And so we need to time this so that one actuates. So several things need to happen. First, the bone meal needs to be dispensed. Then one of these needs to trigger, and then the other one needs to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this with a lever and some redstone. This is something that you can do. I always recommend you try that on your mechanism. So I'm going to do a line of redstone right here, and then if I do that, that is going to push. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't work for the entire row, but it does. And now, this doesn't work because this is extended, so we put it back and then we actuate the other one. And as you can see, we have a working farm. So the next thing we need to do is I'm going to place the dispensers. So the special thing about this farm is that it has dispensers to the side of the grass, and that's going to allow for the flowers to fall directly through. So I'm going to do some temporary blocks right here and put all of my dispensers need to be facing into the grass. And fair enough, we're going to test some of them just to make sure, or maybe all of them, to make sure that they're all pointing the right side. Another thing you can do, you're looking at it from above, every dispenser is not facing your way. If you look at it from below, you see the same thing. You are facing this way for that row over there. So the only logical conclusion is that every dispenser is facing, the right way. I'm gonna leave this for now because I'm not exactly sure where the redstone comes through. I think you want to connect this. In fact, let me just do that real quick, because again, we're gonna test this manually first before we do all of the timings. And that's a really good exercise that I can show you how this is done. So in case sometime you want to do something yourself, this is how it's done. So you put a lever here and it all actuates. You can see the click. You can hear the click. And I'm gonna put the other lever right around here. It also actuates, and now I'm gonna fill them all with bone meal just for now. Alright, so now all the dispensers have bone meal, you can see right there. So what needs to happen is several things. So the dispensers need to fire, so as you can see, they do so for a couple of blocks, and then these ones need to fire. So you're gonna see that you're gonna do it up to the 3rd block and sometimes up to the 4th block, but they're really the blocks that are going to be actuating are these ones over here. So we already have a pattern of flowers that we can see right here, and then we're going to actuate. So this row of pistons have to actuate, and then these rows of pistons over here, and as you can see, the flowers just fell through, and all of the flowers fell through, which is a great thing. And then we collect them with water stream. So I'm gonna start working right away on the water stream mechanism. So I'm gonna make a decision. So the user facing interface is gonna be onto this side, so the water stream has to come this way, which means that I'm going to do my waterways like so. So I'm gonna do all of the streams. Actually, it needs to be right here. Yeah, I'm making a mistake. It needs to be below the grass. So yeah, remember that. So I'm gonna remove this glass over here, place the water and the glass block, and then we're gonna have our water stream, which for some reason is not reaching. All right, look what I have done. All right, so this has to be like 1 block. So it has to start right here in the grass. So I'm gonna put the water and the glass again, and there we have a proper water stream, 8 blocks long. And we have a seed. Notice that we have a seed right here. That has we've done some debugging with our mechanism over time. So what we're gonna fix this later. So we're gonna put some glass around so that you cannot miss the flowers. Anyways, I'm gonna continue with the streams and be right back when I am done. Alright, all of the streams are done. They properly get up to this space right here. And the next thing to do is to continue with the water streams that are going to take our stuff into the center of the farm. But somewhere in the middle, which I think is right here, this is going to reach an end. So we're gonna put a fence gate right here. And for now, just a hopper with a chest will do. So I'm gonna put a chest here, and let me find a way. Hopper, shift click into the chest, make sure the hopper goes there. So every flower is gonna come into this chest. If you wanna know about the storage solution, so I encourage to just stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. That video on the Proto Tech server is gonna come, and you're gonna be able to watch that. So one thing I'm missing right here is another fence gate. Yeah, that needs to be like that, or maybe it's sideways, just in case, so that we don't, get in the way of any flower. So I put the stream right here and another stream right there. And now we're ready to manually test this thing again, just to check that everything is right and we didn't mess with the water sources and stuff like that. So I'm gonna manually put this again. Wow, 2 flowers, that's really lame. And then this again, 1 flower. I think I'm in the wrong biome, but you can see that it's quite bald. So we're gonna actuate this lever and then this one to the other side. And as you can see, some flowers we lost, they're going into the dispenser. We're gonna fix that later, but the most important thing that I wanna test is that everything goes into the chest, and nothing did. Alright, so after some more back and forth of the pistons on the sides, I've got these things going into the chest. So the real issue here is that both of the pistons need to be actuating all the time, basically, so that you can get the flowers properly falling through the gaps. And another big issue that we have is we need to contain this. So this is not working as expected because we are missing all of the glass around. So we need to be surrounding the structure with glass. So I'm gonna do the glass all around so that we can have, flowers jumping out. One of the easiest solutions that you can do, just create a cage with glass so that the flowers cannot jump around when the pistons actuate underneath. And after we're finished with that, notice that I'm not removing that piece of glass over there. I'm leaving that because of collision stuff. This also needs to be glass because you need to let light reach the grass. You need some light level for stuff to grow over there. I really don't think flowers can grow, with zero light. So that's why I'm doing it with glass in this, as opposed to the aesthetics of just watching the water flows. So now that I finished with the cages, I can try that again. So we're not gonna have the tall grass anymore, which is probably a good thing. It's one less possibility. We got 4 blocks right here of the bone meal, so just to show you that it can reach up to 4 blocks. So we have our material right there, and then we need to shake this a couple of times. Oh wait, I need to remove this one and then do this one. And just for good measurement, I'm gonna do it, like 2 or 3 times. But I have already seen that the flowers are falling much more straight down than before, so they're not jumping around. So once I finish with that, I go back to my chest, and as you can see, this changed a lot. So we pretty much got everything that we had been, bone milling so far, as opposed to the previous test that we were getting only like 10% or 20% of what you saw over there. Now we're getting all of the flowers and some seeds. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the structure completed, and the only thing left right here is just a lever to turn this thing on and off, and the timings. Now the timings, we're gonna do it just very simply with some repeaters and observers. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is connect both lines of, oops, I didn't mean that. So let's connect both lines of dispensers right here. Now this is not gonna be good enough because the redstone line is going to be too short for it to reach the other end. Now a good thing that you can do for testing that is we can add a redstone block, for example, right here, and it's going to power everything except this one over here, which means that we are going to need some sort of delay already. Anyways, let's do just the normal repeater, and we're going to, live with the fact. Actually, the repeater has to go right here. Let me see. Right, it's not powering it down. So let's go up. There you go. Now everything's power. So if I take the repeater again, so this is going to be power up to here. So glass is kind of special with the redstone. You cannot do it in 1.12. So you're going to, actually previous to 1.14, you're going to have to remove this line of glass and do it just concrete. So I'm gonna put the repeater back again. So what this means is that you have a delay here of 1 tick already when actuating this line over here. Now for the user interface, I'm gonna do just a lever with a little observer clock. So how can I do this? Maybe like this? No, that doesn't work. So let's do it to the side. There you go, and we can have an observer facing. Oh man, I did it the most difficult way, right? Yeah, that needs to be looking this way. There you go, we have a clock right there, as you can see, and now we can just, turn it on and off. That's really convenient. And now we're going to actually take the signal from here. So maybe from this block. And yeah, there you go. You see repeater turning on and off. That's good enough. And we're gonna take our redstone from here into what we have over here. All right, so now that we have the dispenser system working right here as intended, we need to figure out how to do the timings for the pistons. Now this row of pistons actually has to actuate first, and then this row of pistons need to actuate later. So what we need to do for this clock is too fast unless you have that zero tick action that Lord Jon did in his design. That was his main contribution to this. And so, you know, but we're not gonna do this right now. We're gonna do a simple thing. So what you need to do is just put this to 2 ticks delay. What that's gonna do is make stuff slightly slower, but we don't really care because this is already so fast. So with that slower pulse, we can actually play with delay. So we're gonna do a 2 tick repeater right here and a 4 tick repeater right here. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong with this, but we're gonna test it. I'm gonna see if it works, and then I'm going to connect the line over here. And over here at the other side, I'm going to just make a, I think it's 2 tick repeater, and then just simply connect it with the other row of pistons. All right, so after some fiddling around with it, so I've come to a working prototype right here. So we have a 4 tick delay, 1 tick delay, so no delay in this one. And on the other side, I have a 4 tick delay repeater right here. And this is, you may think this is slow, but I've been here about 3 minutes or so. And if you go into the chest, you can see that there's a lot of flowers coming down here. And this hopper actually is not fast enough to grab everything that is falling down from the water stream. So you can see this is really neat, and it's going down like really, really fast. All right, so with the concept of the farm working, I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm going to work on the last thing that I almost forgot, which is that you need to actually provide the dispensers with bone meal. Now this is going to slightly decrease the yield of the farm because of the hopper hitbox, but I don't think there's a better way. Well, you can actually do the hoppers to the side and the redstone on top if you want a better enclosure, so that's up to you. And so once you do all of those hoppers right there, what I'm gonna do is just a hopper line. This can also be a water stream, you know, with the, how do you say, the walls, like I'm doing in my latest versions of my super smelters. So you can watch one of those tutorials right there in the information bubble if you want. But I'm just basically creating here a hopper line. This is, you know, expensive, but a very reliable way of doing it. So for now, I'm just gonna do a couple of double chests on the sides. I'm gonna manually provide the bone meal here. You can, of course, hook this up with one of those bone meal generators that I have over there. But just bear in mind, I went through 12 stacks of bone meal in a couple of minutes, in about 2 or 3 minutes of testing this thing throughout the tutorial. So you can see right there how much do you need. So since I'm in creative, I'm going to make use of the creative perks and fill this with a lot of bone meal, and leave this here for a second to distribute. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the flower farm. I hope you liked this. If you did, leave a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel for some more Minecraft. Expect some more Twitch streams when I get back from vacation, so follow me on Twitter if you want to know when I'm coming online. But yeah, hope you like this, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and before I go, let me just show you. Yeah. So I have only been here for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. We have almost half a stack of everything. A lot of seeds, of course, but you know, some of the more common flowers is a stack and a half, then 40 brown, you know, cornflower, which turns into blue dye. That's freaking amazing. You don't need to spend all of that lapis lazuli in 1.14 for that to, yeah, man, that's awesome.